Kind of exciting to think that it's been a half a century since I saw Samantha being born.
When she was born, she was one of the first two gorillas born here at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1970. And at the time, it was a huge event.
I myself was only a 13-year-old member of the zoo's Junior Zoologist Club, and it was my first day of gorilla watch. Early in the afternoon, we noticed that her mother Penelope started climbing up the front bars, and you could see the head starting to crown.
She's about the 6th oldest gorilla in North America.
And everything just happened so quickly after that. And they actually had an ambulance come and take Samantha to Good Sam Hospital, where she met up with Sam, the baby gorilla that had been born 8 days previously.
And they went over there for several weeks, and then the nurses from Good Samaritan Hospital came back to the zoo and helped take care of them for a long period after that.
But apparently they didn't have enough people to watch the babies, and because they were bringing them over to the zoo that night, and the next thing I know, and my phone rings, and there's the woman who needs help. She said, we need help to take care of what are you doing tonight? And so that's how it started. It went well. She was quiet, and she let me feed her.
Samantha was named Samantha because of the good help Good Sam Hospital gave us on her neonate care back then.
I guess at the time, being only 13 years old, didn't really understand, the importance of this. I mean, I knew that we were expecting gorilla births, and there hadn't been that many in the world at that time. So I was just, thrilled to be a part of making this birth successful.
She was born in our original ape house, which back in the 1950s was a state-of-the-art place.
Little did I know that half a century later, I'd be sitting here recounting the whole process that happened, and actually still seeing Samantha here. It was such a novice thing to have baby gorillas back then. Like I said, now we've had 50 of them born here, and rarely do we ever have to get involved with hand rearing. So we've really come a long way, and Samantha's been a big part of what we've done here. And then she was part of the first group that got to enjoy a new big outdoor exhibit that we built here in 1978. And it was one of the first major outdoor gorilla exhibits anywhere. And now, a few years ago, we built a new indoor areas.
And then, of course, here comes Samantha from behind, just walked right past everybody and walked right in there first, like the leader she's always been in her gorilla family.
She, even at 50 years old, is able to maintain that strong female leadership role within her group.
We have a lot more space for the gorillas. We are keeping gorillas in better social groupings. And even though Samantha herself was hand-reared, she became one of our best mothers.
Because Samantha's just very exceptional and did a really good job with her kids, she was able to kind of model that behavior for other young females. She's a critical component to the cohesive nature of our gorilla groups over the years. We see it's far more common these days that mothers raise their own offspring. If we have to hand raise, we know it's critically important to get them back in as early as possible with a foster mother.
She always, when I have seen her, has a little one around or playing around her some way.
She is a good teacher, very caring and loving to them. She's a great surrogate mom to Elle.
Elle's actually 4 years old now, and she actually is an orphan gorilla. And Samantha has taken on the role at 50, well, even before 50, but at 50 years old, to be Elle's foster mom.
She shares kind of her gorilla wisdom with them. At least that's what it seems like. Elle's growing up really nicely.
I think that's just Samantha in a nutshell right there. 50 and still taking care of babies. She's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's a great-grandmother, and probably in a few years when Gladys, who is one of her great-granddaughters here, has a baby, she'll be a great-grandmother, which is crazy to think about. She's an ambassador for wild gorillas. Unlike any other animal that I've ever worked with, Samantha stands out the most.
Because I did happen to witness, Samantha's birth, every time I'd see an article about him, I'd clip it out and save it, and now I have these 50-year-old newspaper clippings that I can read, and it just brings me back to that day.
that I still, in 50 years later, have a picture of me holding her as a baby.
She's why I do what I do. She's my motivation. You can't help but be compelled by her to want to do more, and it's a real privilege to have been a part of her life.
Happy birthday, Samantha. We all love you so much. You're the best gorilla ever.